Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be chatting about gift giving and why we opted out of it this last year, and I think we will continue to do it this coming year. I'm sure tons of you have felt this way before, but this last year birthdays were coming up. We've a million holidays, I feel like, and we've got grandparents that give the kids gifts, and we've got aunts and uncles and other family members, and then us also. And I get really overwhelmed when our house is a mess or we have too many things. And recently I worked on decluttering. I actually decluttered a ton of my books. And anyway, this year I was like, you wanna know what? We don't need any more toys in our house. I don't see the kids playing with any of them. I'm sure lots of other people experience this, but a lot of the toys are played with for an hour and then they get shoved in the corner and forgotten about until I try to throw it away, and then they're like, wait, I want to play with that now. And yeah, so this year I asked everybody in our family to gift experiences or money towards an activity that the kids wanted to do. So some of the suggestions that I had given people were take them to a movie, go on an ice cream date, take them to go do something. Previously, a couple years ago, one of our family members always gifts Disney on Ice, and so they take our daughter to Disney on Ice and she loves it, and it's just an experience that she will always remember and look back on and cherish those moments that she got to spend with them. Go bowling with them, take them to do something. You can sign them up for a class, you can pay for a zoo membership, you can pay for something that they'll actually use. And I don't want people wasting their money on buying my kids things that are going to end up in the trash. We recently, like I said before, we've been decluttering a lot and kind of getting rid of things, and I've noticed that there was so much money spent on things that really had no meaning or impact on my kids. Of course, they love toys and they love to play, but a lot of the times when we play, they're outside playing, or we are playing with things that they use over and over again. So things like Legos, Magnetiles, wooden blocks, books, things like that we use all the time. Coloring things. We do a lot of crafts at our house. But things like My Little Pony, Barbies, we recently had a discussion with our 5-year-old. We were talking about Easter and what she would ideally want, and she said, oh, I want those Barbies that you dip in water and you take out and they change colors, and like their hair changes color. And we used to get her those all the time for birthdays and Christmas and whatever, and we've noticed that she likes to put the water on them, and then the Barbies she doesn't play with. She doesn't actually play with the Barbies. She likes the experiment of the color changing. And so we're like, you wanna know what? We're not gonna spend $20 on a doll for you to spend 5 minutes of your time doing this and then it's useless. Luckily, everybody was pretty understanding. I did put a list on the event that I created on Facebook. I listed, so the things that we received were, we received money to go to the splash pad and pay for a pass for the year. So that was something that was super nice and we'll use. We were gifted a zoo family membership for the year, nature center family membership, and then also gymnastic classes. So those are all things that we'll use throughout the year, and those will be memorable to my kids. I can guarantee Layla cannot tell me what we got her for her birthday last year. She can't remember, what she got for her second birthday. Like things like that. It doesn't matter to them. They've got everything that they need at our house, and don't get me wrong, we still have an entire playroom of toys, and their bedrooms also both are full of toys and books and things that they can use for crafts. But I'm kind of over wasting money and time searching for gifts and trying to make sure that they'll like it and that they'll play with it, because at this point I just don't really care to waste money and time anymore. I just don't want to do it. I don't think that there's any value coming from the kids. I mean, they still get, like for Easter, we still hid eggs with candy, but also in the eggs we put things like I made little notes, a bike ride, we can go for a family walk. She can pick so we play games every day. She can pick which game she wants to play. She can pick which movie that we're gonna watch one night. She can go on an ice cream date, like things like that. I think she will remember those far more than the pieces of candy that she got in the eggs. I am trying to make my kids' childhoods meaningful. I don't want them to associate celebrations with things and things that they don't need or want even. I mean, I'm sure everybody's been there, but I have had tons of experiences where I buy gifts for Layla and Reagan, and it's almost disappointing for me because they don't like it, or they don't play with it like I thought that they would, or it ends up broken or in the trash, and it's just like, man, by the time I spent all of this money, we could have went on a family vacation. We could have paid for a year of gymnastics classes. We could have signed you up for a new soccer team, or played indoor soccer, or done all of these cool things that you would love to do, but instead we're just giving you gifts. And to me, obviously we're lucky to be able to have a playroom full of toys and a bedroom full of toys. I know not everybody experiences that, and that's not everybody's situation, but for us it is, and for a lot of people it is. And I want my kids to grow up and really cherish the moments that we spend together instead of the things that we bought them. I'm sure when when they have their own kids, they're going to remember the things that we all did together versus the things that we bought for them. And it's just not beneficial, I don't think, for us or for them. So obviously it does take a supportive family to be able to do things like that. I know a lot of people, when you say like, hey, this year we're asking you to not get our kids gifts for Christmas or for their birthdays, especially like grandparents, I feel like they're like, what? No gifts? Like, that takes all the fun out of it. It's their birthday or it's Christmas. It does feel weird to not be able to bring something to a party physical and like be able to give it to somebody, but I can tell you, the weeks after Reagan's birthday, we had a ton of things that we were able to go and do, and still we're able to go to the nature center, the splash pad, the zoo once they open. Like, we're able to do all of these things because we were gifted those memberships. If we weren't gifted those memberships, we would probably do those things, but we would not have a year pass. We would not be able to go whenever we wanted. It would be something that had to be budgeted. It would be something that had to be planned. We wouldn't be able to just say like, hey, you guys want to go to the zoo today? We wouldn't be able to go multiple times in a month or a week or whatever, because I would just not want to pay, $30 each time that we're going to go do that. So we were gifted these things, and I'm able to explain to the kids that because you were gifted that, we're able to go and do this stuff. If you weren't gifted that, it would be a one-time thing probably. And Layla's super understanding, and she is excited to go do all these things, and she loves it. And today, while we were finding Easter eggs, I asked her, which egg do you like the most? Would you rather find an egg with a note in it that had something like picking the game or going on an ice cream date or, family things, would you rather find an Easter egg with a note in it, or would you rather find an Easter egg with candy in it? And at first she was like, candy. And then she found a few more eggs, and I think she was kind of catching on to what was happening. And then she was like, you wanna know what? I like the ones with the notes instead better. And of course you would, because we're spending time together. And when they're kids, that's what they wanna do. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but my kids are constantly following me around and asking me to play with them and asking me to do things with them. And so that's exciting for them. We do have a pretty supportive family that did follow our rule of like no gifts this year, and we had friends, and I don't think that it's very shocking for us to say that, because we're always kind of doing things a little bit different. I did make an Amazon list, like just in case anybody really, because this was the first year that we've done it, so I was just thinking, like, in case anybody's really like, okay, I want to bring something or I want to buy something, I don't want to do the experience thing. I did make a list of things that the kids needed. I think Reagan, I had some maybe like clothes on there. I asked for a life jacket because we've been going to the YMCA and going swimming, and we bought her a floaty, and she can't have that, I guess. She has to have a life jacket. So I asked for a life jacket, and she got that as a gift, and that's something that we'll use and that she needed. And I'll probably do the same. I think I did the same thing for Christmas last year. I made a list of like things that the kids I knew that they would enjoy. I put a couple of subscription boxes on there. Layla's had a Kiwi Co box and she really enjoyed that, so that was on there. And then I just put things that we use daily or things that would enrich our homeschooling studies. I know she had some science kits on there that we've used this year that paired really well. But I just really don't want people to keep wasting their money buying pointless things for my kids. I mean, I know I'm not the only mom out there that just like is so overwhelmed by the amount of things that their kids have, that I do get very overwhelmed with the amount of like things that come into our house. So I would just encourage everyone to maybe think about doing something similar, or even if it's just like one big gift and one experience or something like that. I think it's really fun for the kids, and I have seen the excitement from Layla a lot, and it's worked really well this last year for us. If anybody has any cool ideas or experiences that we could consider this year for our kids, that would be great. Go ahead and comment below, and don't forget to subscribe, obviously. Anyway, I will see you next time.